Hi everyone, it's Larica here. Today I am going to, look at that. Oh my gosh, wow, I have all these crows across. Let me see if I can get you to see them. If I do that. Oh no, they're too far, but in that tree up there, there's a whole bunch of crows. They are so cool. Wow, that is so awesome. They're watching. Okay, so the reason I'm making this video today is because I signed up for this um, reading challenge of 2025. Now, I am, it was around December when I decided I want to put myself I want to make a list of books I want to read this year, because every year I read books, but I don't really keep that much track of them. So I thought, well, why don't I make myself a little list? And then I did that and I put it up in my kitchen so that I can tick off the books I really want to read, because I forget what I've read and I don't really keep track that well. And then a few days later, I went on to, what is her name? Candy. I think it's Candy Soul. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of her channel on YouTube. She's such an awesome person. I think I watch almost every one of her videos, I'm very bad with remembering names. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Candy Soul and Soil, that's it. And she's created this reading challenge for 2025 as well, where she has different prompts. So I thought, why don't I just combine the two? And then I can just absolutely get the best of both worlds. So I decided to join her. It's on StoryGraph. So I will link it below so you can have a quick look if you want to see. I'll also link a video so you can have a nice look at it. And every month there's a different challenge. So for January, it's January Reopen Retell. Read a book that is a retelling. So she focuses on fairy tales a lot. That's her something she wants to read. So reread fairy tales that are told in a modern context, maybe something like that. But I've done a couple of, for January, I decided to do retelling of some of the classics that I've read in the past. So Jane Eyre is one of my favorite books. And there's the book, most people probably know it, called Wide Sargasso Sea. And it is from the perspective of the can I say this, the mad wife in the attic of Mr. Rochester. And we see her backstory and where she comes from. And I always felt bad for her in Jane Eyre. I always wondered, like, why was she treated so badly? You know, even though she had some challenges, it wasn't very fair to her. So I was really glad when I saw this book. And when I read it, I really enjoyed it. So that was one. I will see if I can maybe put up, like people do, a little cover of the book, because, oh no, this one I have. Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. I have this book here. I don't know if you can see it. A very good book. I really enjoyed it. I just found it last year in a bookshop in London. So I read that one and totally recommend it. The other one was a Kindle book that I read, and that I will see if I can figure out how to put it up. And it's called The Other Bennet Sister, and it's based on Pride and Prejudice from Jane Austen. I've always struggled a bit with Jane Austen. I don't know. I think maybe you either love it or you hate it. But over time, I really gotten to like Jane Austen. I haven't read many of her books, but I really enjoy Persuasion. I think that's my favorite Jane Austen book. That book I really love. And then Pride and Prejudice, I've read a couple of times, trying to get into it. And I actually enjoy it now. So maybe it was an age thing. Maybe I need to got a bit more mature to appreciate her humor and how she writes. So yeah, I liked it. So the other Bennett sister is based on Mary, which is the sister in the book that has of Pride and Prejudice. That's kind of the odd one out. She's very religious. Wears glasses. She's like a little geeky girl. And this is her story. And it was so beautifully told. And you have so much compassion for Mary now after I read that book. And again, it's the same thing as when I read Jane Eyre. I always felt bad for her that she got, treated a little not so nice. She wasn't treated very nice. So it was really good to read that book, and I totally recommend it. The other Bennett sister. It was written by Janice Hadlow. Yeah. So yeah, I recommend that. So for February, I'm only going to do 3 months in this video. So I've completed January. So now February is called Fangory. I love that. Read a book with a vampire theme. So I actually can't believe it, but I never read Dracula. So I have the book here. So I'm going to start with this book for February, Bram Stoker's Dracula. And isn't this too cute? I bought this from a fair in here in Sweden. Oh, you can see now. It's a little mouse. Look. Oh, isn't it cute? A bookmark, mouse bookmark. So yeah. So I'm going to read Dracula. Everybody knows Dracula, about Dracula. And then I have another book for February. I see if I'm going to get to it because Dracula looks a lot of pages. But if I can, I also never read this Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice. Dracula I found in a London bookshop, and Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire. I couldn't believe it. I found this book in a second-hand bookshop here in Sweden in Northern Skåne. And where I live, there isn't really much on the English because, you're in the middle of Sweden. It's completely understandable. But it was so amazing to find this book at a second-hand bookshop for 5 crowns, which I guess is 40 cents or something, 30 cents. So pence, British pence. So yeah, so I'm quite intrigued by it. I watched a movie, but I never read the book. So I'm going to read that for February, which is about vampires. And then finally, there is March that I'm going to talk about. And it's called Moonlit March. And it's read a book with a moon on the cover or in the title, or a woman-focused book because of the moon, right? So I have, again, 2 books. I'm sure I have this first one, but when I looked in my bookshelf now, I couldn't see it, so maybe I put it somewhere. But the one that I want to read, I will put it up, is Moon and Sixpence by W. Somerset Maugham. Maugham, I can never say names right. So I'm curious about that book. I want to read that one. And the second one I got as a gift from 2 of my best friends in London. They sent it to me. It was an advanced copy as well, so it was before it came out in the shops that I got it, and I haven't really read it yet. So I thought this is the time because of the moon, and it's called The Turnaway Girls by Hayley Chewins, and it's such a lovely cover with the moon. See, she's just looking at the moon, and it's yeah, it looks like a really really beautiful book, and it's also written. Hayley Chewins is also it says she grew up in Cape Town, South Africa. So this is nice because it's from my home country where I'm from. So always support South African authors. I don't know where she lives now. She lives in Johannesburg. Yay! So she is South African fully. So yeah, so this is from January to March, and yeah, I will. I will just keep reading, and then maybe every 3 months I will put up a video for the next 3 months of the year. So I hope you're all well, and I really recommend you go to watch Candy on her channel, Candy Soul and Soil, because she really is the kindest person ever. So and she does just most beautiful videos. So I totally recommend her. And yeah, let me know if you are busy reading this year and what you're reading, what you're planning, and if you're going to sign up for this challenge on StoryGraph. StoryGraph is a little bit like Goodreads, but I kind of like it more because it's not so busy. Like Goodreads, oh no, Goodreads is so busy for me. I get confused when I go on there. I like it, but it just makes me a bit like too much information. Whereas I like the simplicity of StoryGraph, maybe because it's still new. It's not so has so much stuff everywhere on the page. So yeah, so let me know if you sign up and send me a friend, follow, whatever, so I can see what you're reading, and it's just I like it there. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day further, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.